His name was Archimedes. If you've ever heard the story of a man jumping out of a bathtub shouting, "Eureka!" Yes, that was him. But the bathtub story is only a tiny part of his genius. Archimedes wasn't interested in easy questions. He wanted to solve the impossible ones, questions no one else could answer. Imagine someone asks you a simple question. What is the area of a circle? Today, you immediately answer, pi r squared. Simple. But here's the problem. In Archimedes' time, that formula didn't exist. No one knew it. There were no calculators, no algebra, no trigonometry as we know it. Nothing. Just logic and curiosity. Then, Archimedes had a brilliant idea. What if I never calculate the circle directly? What if I calculate something that looks almost like a circle? So he drew a polygon inside the circle, then another one outside it. Now the true area had to be trapped between the two. Then he increased the number of sides, again, and again, and again. Every new polygon came closer to the true shape. Closer, 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 until the difference became almost invisible without knowing it. Archimedes had discovered one of the greatest ideas in mathematics. You can understand a complicated shape by breaking it into many simple ones. That single idea would later become integration. Archimedes didn't stop there. He calculated the volume of spheres, the volume of cylinders, the surface area of curved objects. He estimated the value of pi with astonishing accuracy. More than 2,000 years later, his ideas are still taught in mathematics classrooms. Some historians even call him the spiritual father of integral calculus. But then, history took an unexpected turn. After Archimedes, progress almost stopped. Empires collapsed. Wars destroyed libraries. Knowledge disappeared. For nearly 1,500 years, very little progress was made. It almost seemed as if calculus had been forgotten forever. But while Europe struggled, another part of the world was quietly writing the next chapter of the story. Meet Madhava of Sangamagrama, a mathematician whose name deserves to be remembered alongside Newton and Leibniz. Madhava loved one question. Can curves be described using infinitely many numbers? After years of work, he made an astonishing discovery. The sine function, the cosine function, even the arctangent function could all be written as infinite series. Imagine adding smaller and smaller and smaller numbers forever. Instead of creating an error, the answer became more accurate. Centuries later, these ideas became known as Taylor series. But Madhava had discovered their foundations almost 300 years earlier. His students, known today as the Kerala School of Mathematics, continued this work for generations. Their achievements remained almost unknown outside India, yet they formed one of the most remarkable chapters in the history of mathematics. By the early 1600s, the world had changed. Astronomers wanted to explain how planets moved. Physicists wanted to understand falling objects. Engineers wanted to build better machines. The old mathematics was no longer enough. Johannes Kepler imagined slicing wine barrels into thousands of thin discs to calculate their volume. Bonaventura Cavalieri imagined every shape as infinitely many tiny lines. Pierre de Fermat searched for a way to find the highest point of a curve and the exact direction of its tangent. René Descartes gave every curve an equation. Without realizing it, they were all building different pieces of the same puzzle. The world was ready. One final breakthrough, was all that remained. Then, disaster struck. A deadly plague swept across England. Thousands lost their lives. Cambridge University closed. Students were sent home. For most people, it was a tragedy. For one quiet, 23-year-old student, it became the opportunity that would change mathematics forever. His name was Isaac Newton. And over the next 2 years, working almost completely alone, he would give humanity calculus.
If you enjoyed this journey through the history of calculus, don't forget to subscribe to Lit Math Lab for more incredible mathematics stories. And tell us in the comments which mathematician inspired you the most.